Once upon a time, a prosperous merchant, known far and wide for his vast wealth in land and merchandise, had to undertake long journeys to manage his affairs. On one such journey, he set out with only a small wallet containing a few biscuits and dates, as he needed to traverse a barren desert where no sustenance could be found. After safely completing his business, the merchant began his return journey. On the fourth day, exhausted and scorched by the relentless sun, he veered off the path to seek shade under a grove of trees. At the foot of a large walnut tree, he discovered a crystal-clear fountain. He dismounted, secured his horse to a branch, and sat by the fountain to rest. He ate a few dates and biscuits from his wallet, then washed his face and hands in the cool water. Suddenly, a horrific, towering figure materialized before him. A genie, radiating with wrath and clutching the gleaming scimitar. The genie's eyes blazed with fury as he bellowed, "Arise, mortal, and let me end your life, for you have killed my son." The merchant, paralyzed with fear at the ghastly visage of the genie, stammered, "Good sir, what have I done to deserve death?" The genie's voice thundered, "You shall die as you have killed my son." "But how can I have killed your son? I do not know him, nor have I seen him," the merchant protested. "When you arrived, did you not sit down and eat dates, tossing the stones around?" demanded the genie. "Yes, I did," the merchant admitted, trembling. "Then you have killed my son," the genie snarled. "As you threw the stones, one struck my son in the eye, killing him. Therefore, you shall die." "Forgive me," the merchant cried. "It was an accident. Have mercy." "I shall show no mercy," the genie growled, seizing the merchant by the arm and throwing him to the ground. The genie raised his scimitar, poised to deliver the fatal blow. The merchant, desperate, pleaded, "One word more, I beg you. Grant me a brief reprieve to settle my affairs, bid my family farewell, and make my will. I swear upon my honor that I will return." The genie hesitated. "How can I trust that you will return?" he asked. "I give you my word," the merchant replied. "Allow me 1 year, and I shall be here without fail." The genie, after a long pause, relented. "Very well, you have 1 year," he decreed, before vanishing. The merchant, still shaken, mounted his horse and rode home. His family greeted him with joy, but he could not share in their happiness. Instead, he wept bitterly, eventually revealing his doom. His wife and children were stricken with grief. The next day, the merchant began to settle his affairs. He paid his debts, gave generous gifts to his friends, and large alms to the poor. He freed his slaves and ensured his family's future. As the year drew to a close, the time for his return came all too quickly. With a heavy heart, he said his goodbyes, barely able to tear himself away from his loved ones. Arriving at the fateful spot, the merchant sat by the fountain, awaiting the genie. Soon, an old man leading a hind approached, and seeing the merchant's distress, inquired about his plight. The merchant recounted his tragic story, and the old man, astonished, decided to stay and witness the event. Shortly after, another old man appeared, accompanied by 2 black dogs. Upon hearing the merchant's tale, he too chose to stay. Finally, a third old man arrived, and learning of the situation, joined the others. As they waited, a dense cloud of smoke approached, swirling ominously. The smoke dissipated to reveal the furious genie, who immediately seized the merchant and prepared to strike. The merchant and the 3 old men wept and pleaded for mercy. The first old man threw himself at the genie's feet and implored, "O Prince of the Genie, spare this man and listen to my tale and that of the hind. If you find it more marvelous than that of the merchant, grant him 1/3 of his life." The genie considered this for a moment, then agreed, "Very well, proceed with your story." The old man began his tale, hoping it would be enough to save the merchant from his dreadful fate.